Listen, this live stream is for adults only. It's for educational and entertainment purposes. Well, hello there, my friend. Checking the audio. Looks like we're doing good here. Got my headphones on because we're going to be listening to some audio today. Guys, welcome to the channel. My name's Gavin. Thank you very much for being here. If you're into true crime, that's the first thing. This is a good channel for you. Number two, if you like to cut through all the fluff, this is also a good channel for that. So if you're into that, you're in the right place. You found the right place, and I'm glad you did. Thank you very much for being here. Today, we are going on in our coverage of the murder of Madeline Soto. Madeline was 13 years old. She had just had her birthday. She had had a birthday party on Sunday, February 25th at her grandmother's house. She was supposed to show up at school the following morning, and her mom's on-again, off-again boyfriend, Stephen Stearns, said that he took her there. But when police did some investigating, they discovered that he did not take her there. In fact, where he took her, disrespectfully and unlovingly, he took her deceased body and discarded it in a field next to some, let's get his picture off here, next to some bamboo, like a bamboo line of plants, of trees. He was subsequently charged with her murder, but in their investigation, they found that he had not been a good man to little Madeline. For 5 years, she was essayed by him, according to police, and he has been charged with that as well. Now, the question that comes up most often when we're talking about this case is, where is Jennifer? Where is Jennifer? This is her mother, Jennifer. Jennifer was seen, like when Madeline was missing, she was on TV. She was seen all over the place. But shortly after Stephen Stearns' arrest, she has been nowhere to be seen. And that's what we're talking about here today. And we're going to couch it in a discussion about a recently released phone call between Stephen Stearns and his father, which happened on April 10th of 2024. It was a call that happened right after another call. Remember that he's kind of cut off every 15 minutes. And this was near the beginning of the time that he had been spending in the Osceola County Jail, starting to learn the ropes a little bit, at least that's what I think anyway, based on listening to all the phone calls. You and I have listened to all of them. This phone call, by the way, I will publish to my YouTube channel as soon as we're done with this conversation, okay? All right, so that's how we're going to couch it. But I don't want to bury the lead, okay? I have been scouring the internet. I have used other researchers. I have asked other content creators. I have asked other reporters. I have even asked my good old AI friend, ChatGPT. Jennifer Soto is nowhere to be found. This is Ms. Soto here. She's laying low. I'm sure that there are people in her inner circle that know where she is. I'm sure her lawyer knows where she is. I'm sure her family does. But we, the members of the public, online sleuths, the true crime community, we don't know where she is. All we know is that Chris Stearns said in a call that under the advice of her counsel, she checked herself into a place for mental health help. Now, I don't know if that is some sort of ruse to get sympathy. I don't know if it is a way to be able to get away from the questions of the state's attorney down there in the 9th Judicial District. I don't know if it is she wants to just be out of the spotlight and maybe mourn or grieve. I don't know. But she is out of the spotlight. She's laying low. Now, I do want to tell you guys that somebody reached out to me. You guys always know I'm always looking for a good guest, right? I love having good guests on my channel. Somebody reached out to me and we talked over the weekend. Somebody who is very qualified to talk about the psychological side of what might be happening with Jennifer Soto, with Stephen Stearns. And I think that it's going to warrant a much longer conversation. We might divide it into 2 or 3 or 4 segments. And I'm really looking forward to that. So if that's the kind of stuff that you like and you haven't subscribed, I invite you to do it. No pressure, no guilt. Just if you want to be able to be notified when that happens, I invite you to do that. Okay. So that is the short answer. Now, in this recently released telephone call audio, they actually talk a lot about things that they always talk about. Where's my watch? Stuff of value, stuff like that. They talk about that ad nauseum. But they also talk just a little bit more about Jennifer being checked into a mental health facility. They talk a little bit about Mr. Stearns' emotional reaction to Madeline's death. Now, remember, when this guy opens his mouth, it's likely a lie. Right? That's the way his dad described it. So we can't just listen to him and go, oh yeah, what he's saying is the truth. But it does give us a little insight into how he is thinking. So without further ado, with further ado, if you're new to the channel, if you put GF in your comment on the live stream, for those of you who are watching live, you will that will make it so that I can see your comment on my side. It doesn't mean that I'm going to read your comment on the air, but I typically read most of the comments that come in. Okay, so use GF, and that will help me to see your comment. While we're listening to this, it's about 15 minutes long. I've skipped ahead a couple of minutes to get through just the automated dialing system. So we're at 2 minutes and 15 seconds in when we start this. So why don't we just go ahead and start it, and then I will be looking at your comments along the way.
I thought we weren't going to hear from you till tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't realize that I could actually call right back after the 15 minutes was up.
I'm out walking, so it's just going to be you and me.
Okay, that's fine. You'd been asking me where the watch was, and I tried to quickly convey those instructions to you. Did you still need me to go over that with you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So at the foot of my bed, there's a bunch of my, boxes from when I moved there.
Yes.
On top of those boxes, there should be a green tin with kind of like a gold eagle on the top of it. It's like a Warhammer ammo box tin. The watch is either in there, or if it's not in there, it's going to be in one of the boxes at the foot of my bed. If you look inside, there's a Disney popcorn bucket in the shape of a Star Wars mouse droid. It's like a little silver box with wheels on it, basically, and a brown strap. It could be in there because I put some important stuff in there. I think my Social Security card and birth certificate might be in there as well. Did you get that?
Okay. So describe this Disney pin again.
And for those of you that are new, I do interrupt. I'm sorry I interrupt. If you want to listen to this without interruption, I will have it posted to the channel after this live stream. One of the things that I like about this particular recording is it's just between Stephen Stearns and Chris Stearns. Chris Stearns is his father. Anytime, and I don't know how old this picture is. I think this picture is very old. But anytime he's speaking with his mother and father, he just gets coddled so much by his mom. But when he's talking with his dad, super straightforward. His dad does not take a lot of BS. Now, remember, this is in the beginning. This is April 10th of 2024. So I don't know that he's quite... I know that he hasn't quite caught on yet that he believes that Stefan is guilty, which is what he has said later on. But I just thought I'd point that out.
It's a mouse joy popcorn bucket that's in one of the boxes at the foot of my bed. So it's like a little silver, boxy looking droid with a brown strap on it. It's actually a popcorn bucket. But I use it to store some documents and stuff, or the watch might be in there if it's not in the green tin on top of the boxes.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Some other things I wanted to ask. So you said that you went to the mental hospital. Whatever happened with...
This is the part.
I don't know what's happening. We don't know how to get a hold of anybody.
I see.
And supposedly has institutionalized himself. So.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. What you said that was what, to keep the cops off of her?
Supposedly on the advice of her attorney.
I see. Did you guys ever get the silver Lincoln back?
That's the extent of it. The extent of it. Okay, so she's institutionalized, yeah, trying to keep the cops off her. Okay. Yeah, okay. Did you get the Lincoln back? Like, if you cared about this person, I just don't understand, Mr. Stearns, and I am so looking forward to my conversation with the expert. I'm not going to name her yet because we haven't got it all figured out, but we have an expert coming on to talk about this. I just don't get him. I do think that is an indication that there's no like ability. He has no ability to love Jennifer. To me, it's an indication that she is simply the gateway to his target, right? And his target is Madeline. In order to get to Madeline, he had to get through Jennifer. And, I think that, him just going, oh yeah, okay, so do we know where she is? Is it because she just wants to get away from the cops? Okay, did you ever get the car back? How about any of the other stuff, right? It's like there's no emotional connection to Jennifer. That's the way it looks like to me. And I'm really looking forward to talking to an expert about that. To me, what it indicates is that Madeline was the target the entire time. And remember, they were on again, off again boyfriend, girlfriend for like 5-6 years. So Madeline was 8. We know that the police believe that they have enough evidence to prove that Stefan Stearns had been SAing Madeline from the time she was 8 years old. So he used his skills as a predator to engage with Jen, make her believe that, she was his everything in order to get access to this little girl. I think that's what that means. And I'm a lay person. I have no expertise in this whatsoever. It's just what I believe. So hopefully we'll have an expert on soon. All right, let's continue.
To see that until this is the trial.
Okay. And I assume no other belongings that were left were able to be retrieved either, huh?
Just moving on to the other stuff.
Okay.
I mean, the police had the gun, so that can be released to me. Of course, the phone I let you use, So they said they would release that to me. So I got to see if I can get that.
Yeah, because obviously, I didn't even really use it, so.
By the way, the body camera, the camera in the sheriff's deputy's car that escorted you from Orange County to Osceola County, all that video and audio, somebody got a hold of, and it's out on the internet with YouTube.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So these YouTubers, these amateur sleuths, who have now decided to make it their life's work to try to uncover the real Stephen Stearns. And of course, they're drilling down, to the whole family and making quite a circus of the whole thing. That entire video is on YouTube. In your conversation, you had...
Remember, this is back in 2024, April. He was arrested in early March, like March 3rd, March 4th. So, yeah, this is a conversation from a little over a year ago. They will be experts at this by now.
You're that deputy.
Okay. So, I'm pretty sure we talked about music most of the time.
Yes. Oh, yeah. She used that. One of these people, Blunder or somebody.
I love that. Blunder or somebody. He's talking about Paula at Plunder True Crime. He's upset specifically at her, and I don't know, for some reason that tickles me a little bit, because I like Plunder, and I like that she's making things a little hard on Stephen Stearns, and I'm sorry that his parents are dragged into this. Like, I honestly, in the beginning, I thought that they were co-doctors Frankenstein and they had created a monster that they unleashed on the world, and now they're living with it. I no longer believe that. I issued an apology for that. I do think that Stephen Stearns was coddled by his mom. I do think that he was enabled by his dad, but I don't think that they purposefully created a monster here. I just think that they just kind of have to deal with it. And I'm sorry for them. Because I don't think that they are like, what are their names? Chris and Roberta Laundrie, right? I don't think that they are like that. I honestly think Chris and Roberta Laundrie did everything they could to prevent the discovery of Gabby Petito's body and to prevent police from getting justice. I think that they hid their son. I think they let him escape. I think that's what they did. The Soto, the Stearns, I don't think did that. But it does tickle me a little bit that it bothers them that this is a crime that so many of us are covering.
YouTuber use that information to dig up information about when your mom and I had our issues 20, 30 years ago, and brought that up. Her clickbait headline says, $3,700 lawsuit, some creditor suing you. So, they're just taking everything.
Yeah, I don't think that had happened yet at this point, but I don't know.
And everything, and trying to make something of it when nothing exists. But supposedly calling you a mama's boy and what have you. So it's quite a circus. I don't watch any of it. People just...
Hey, by the way, Susan, as one of our new researchers, maybe you could grab that information and share it with me over in Slack. I would love to know that because I just couldn't find anything about it. So if she is at a family member's home, I would love to see that interview with the counsel. I would love that.
About it, I don't bother with it because it's all bullshit.
Well, hey, I am a mama's boy anyway. I've never been ashamed of that.
He is a mama's boy. That is true.
But I'm hoping that this conversation, obviously somebody in the county jail is selling this information. So I'm waiting to see if these conversations surface. Because as far as I know, this is supposed to be private conversation. Obviously, the jail can monitor it, but it's not supposed to be released to the public.
And there will be, supposedly a redacted version of my arrest report was leaked to the public as well.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not sure who's leaking all this stuff or what sort of effect.
It's interesting that they think these are leaks. These are not leaks, guys. This is the state of Florida. Like, if you are going to be a creep who essays children and murders them and gets caught, everything's going to be out there. It's Florida, and that's just the way it is. None of these things are leaked. They're all obtained through Freedom of Information Act requests, Sunshine Law requests in the state of Florida. That's how they're released. So I got this from the state attorney's office for the 9th Judicial District. That's where I got it. I know that Plunder got it a couple of days ago. I know that Allegedly Speculating got it. So nobody's leaking anything. This is the state of Florida being transparent and putting the information out there. Florida leads the nation on transparency as far as I'm concerned. And that is the reason why there's so many Florida man stories, right? Because the information is easily obtained. But anyway, we'll keep going here.
This is a high-profile case, and so somebody in there is looking to make a buck.
Yeah, well, I imagine this probably taints the whole process, though.
Let me just stop. No, it does not taint the process. And I've talked about this pretty regularly, guys. For those of us who live in the true crime bubble, me, you, people who are watching Law and Crime and Court TV, Nancy Grace, and all of the content that's out all over YouTube, Plunder, Gisela, Joel, and Carm, like those of us that are watching it, we are actually in a teeny tiny bubble. Most people, they're in Osceola County and Orange County and the whole Kissimmee area, and that greater area, Orlando area. They haven't even heard anything about this. They will be able to find a jury without a problem at all, I think. All right, here we go.
Who knows what's going to happen with that, but so I told you where the watch was. In addition to that, I found your wedding band when we were cleaning out the storage.
Okay.
That's in a black ring box on the shelf above my desk.
I think we found that. Yeah.
You found that?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I just want to let you know that was found. I'm not totally sure where my family ring is.
I have it.
Oh, you have it. Okay. So you found it.
It was on the shelf.
It was on the shelf. Okay. I thought it might have been, but I wasn't super sure.
Yeah. What about the Rolex?
I've never had that. It was given to you, and I never had possession of it.
They really are fixated on the Rolex, the Omega, basically anything of value, right? And Aida, thank you for disagreeing respectfully, and you know that I respect your opinion as well. I think that they are doing that because he's going to need money, is basically what I think that is. Mooney, thank you for the gifts. Lynette, thank you very much for the super chat. You guys are taking care of me, and I appreciate it.
Well, then your mother did something with it, but we have to figure out where she stuck it.
Yeah, unless it was sold while we were still in Summerport.
No, it was here at the house. It was here. Yeah, I mean, it was here. I'd seen it earlier. Well, I seen it in 2023. But anyway, doesn't matter.
I never had it.
So I finally got the commissary information. So you need some boxer shorts?
Yeah, definitely. I've been going commando this entire time.
What size? Large, extra large?
I think just large would probably do. I mean, whatever will fit a 36 waist.
Do they have the ability to wash and stuff?
I'm sorry?
Do they have the ability to wash this stuff?
Yeah, I believe they collect laundry and do wash.
Hey, real quick, Lori, this is a fascinating comment. It is fascinating to me because I think you're right. I think it was Jen that approached Stefan. But I think that he is such a camouflaged predator that he made himself, I guess, attractive to her. Probably flirted a little bit. You know, I think that I honestly the way these predatory minds work is just absolutely fascinating to me. And man, I'm really looking forward to the conversation that we have with the expert, because you might be right. It might be that Jen initiated something with him, but I think that he put out the bait. That's what I think.
Like once a week or so, I think, from what I I'm not sure, but
I'll get you a couple pairs, and you need socks.
Yeah, I'll probably need that. In the meantime, I was going to hold off on making any, like extraneous orders through commissary and whatnot until we find out more. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to be here, so I did want to mention to you that my first mandatory court appearance that cannot be waived will be at the end of this month, sometime between the 26th and 28th.
Supposedly, I thought was the 24th of April.
Well, it could be then too. I got basically a rough estimate from one of the attorneys that is kind of associated with the case, but not really the main one.
I doubt it, Zach.
But so yeah, it's going to be towards the end of this month. I guess before or after my birthday, probably. But
yeah.
Hey, that was a good catch, Sherry. Yeah, when he found his dad's wedding ring, he did not give it to his father. He put it in. Well, it was probably in a box, and put it on a shelf in his bedroom. That is messed up, man. That is, you're right. He just admitted to stealing his dad's ring.
Supposedly the trial's supposed to be May 14th.
Oh, I hadn't heard that, but I guess you might know more than I do.
Well, again, following mainstream media only, whatever they have in the paper.
They've got better sources than I do, because I'm pretty much, in the dark most of the time here.
Yeah, well, again, I don't follow anything but mainstream media, because everything else is just bullshit.
Yeah.
People making a circus of it.
Yeah. Also these phone calls, they're 21 cents for the first minute and 21 cents for every minute after that, with a 15-minute limit. So it's about $3.15 per phone call.
Okay, well, I just put $100 into that account.
Okay, perfect. That should last quite a while then. I just wanted to make sure that you knew that. So if we needed to ration the calls or anything like that, we could do it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get into our personal lives conversations, because I don't trust the system of keeping it confidential. So I want to keep this, as banal as possible. And
how have you
just keep it that way.
Has anyone been bothering you or anything?
No. It's been quiet. I mean, I really wish they would.
Garth Beanut, he said he had been going commando the whole time.
The shoe on, and all of this stuff, attention and emphasis would be shifted to her family, because as far as we're concerned, we know that she's responsible. To what degree, we don't know, but I don't believe you killed her. So
that's good, because
Okay, I want to back that up a couple seconds. This part is important. So let me just go back 1254. Let's go back to 1244. All right, listen to this part.
Because as far as we're concerned, we know that she's responsible. To what degree, we don't know, but I don't believe you killed her. So
we know she's responsible. To what degree, we don't know, but we don't believe you killed her. I think when he said we know she's responsible, they're talking about Jen. Right? Again, this is before they did the hidden true crime interview, where they said they had come to the realization that he did it. but I'm curious what they think. I wonder if they still feel like Jen bears some responsibility. I still think Jen bears some responsibility. There have been no charges. I mean, I keep looking. It's almost a daily thing for me. I go to the Osceola County Clerk of Courts and I look her up by name, see if there's anything in there. We heard the recording of the police telling Chris Stearns that they weren't going to be charging her, but I still think that she bears some responsibility. So I'm curious what the Stearns think now about Jennifer after this year has passed.
That's good because, it's one of the few people who do, but that I would never have wanted that for her.
Yes.
I would never have wanted to hurt her. That is a very different thing than to say, I never would have hurt her. That's a huge difference. I never would have wanted to hurt her. So what he is claiming here is maybe some sort of accident. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a second. But it appears, at least as of a year ago, that is what the defense was going to be.
And it broke me. It absolutely broke me.
So I think we believe her.
It broke me. I think we have to listen to what it is that he's saying. We don't have to believe him, but there will be little nuggets of truth in there, right? It broke me. It absolutely broke me. What broke you? Madeline's death or you killing Madeline? Like what is it that you are, that you're confessing to here? I want to back up I'm just going to go back about 10 seconds here. Okay, here we go.
It's one of the few people who do, but that I would never have wanted that for her.
Never would have wanted.
And it broke me. It absolutely broke me.
I think that's a confession. I never would have wanted to do it, and it broke me that I did it. That feels like a confession, and I think that a prosecutor would be able to play that audio. And what they do in court, guys, is they'll play the entire thing. Here's 7 hours of Stephen Stearns talking, and then they will make their argument, right? What did he mean when he said stuff like that? I think he's confessing there. I never would have wanted to, and it broke me that I did it. That's what I'm hearing. I know he's not saying it. He's got a very thin veil, but that's what I'm hearing.
So I think we believe her family is involved in this and cover up. So we'll just see how all this plays out.
Well, I'm not sure that really any one person is specifically responsible. It's probably a combination of factors that led to it, but it certainly shattered me. If you thought I had PTSD before, well, buckle up,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let me hear that again.
On this and cover up. So we'll just see how all this plays out.
Well, I'm not sure that really any one person is specifically responsible. It's probably a combination of factors that led to it, but it certainly shattered me. If you thought I had PTSD before, well, buckle up,
Yeah, again, playing the victim, man. Playing the victim. Just, there's not just one person who's responsible for this. And man, if I thought I had PTSD before, I gotta buckle up. Like playing the victim. No. There's only one victim. She's on the screen right now. That is the only victim. Okay? Now we might be able to argue. I'm just saying, out of the two, out of Stephen Stearns and Madeline Soto, there's only one victim. It's Madeline. Now, we have to think about the other people in Madeline's life, right? Her biological father, her stepmom, her former stepfather, her aunt, her grandma, her grandpa. These people have been victimized by what Mr. Stearns did. allegedly. I can't believe I have to say stuff like that. But yeah, I think that he needs to stop thinking that he is a victim in all this. He is not a victim in this at all. He's the predator. He's the perpetrator.
Yeah.
I've never felt anything like that before. It was horrible.
Yeah. I mean, I just hope the truth comes out at some point.
Me too.
Yeah.
So anyway, we think we can send you the Bible, but there's also a Bible that I can buy online, but let's see if we can get the Bible to you.
Okay.
And a good friend of mine who I will not mention.
Yeah, go ahead.
A good friend of mine whose name I won't mention has been my spiritual mentor advisor since this all came down. Bought me a very nice Bible, so I'm doing Bible study every night, and we have our morning walks and talks. So.
Yep, and I've been reading the Bible that they've been giving me here, and praying for her, and I've been praying for you guys a lot too. And I also wanted to mention that I know you guys get in fights a lot and kind of resent each other a lot of the times, but I wanted just to tell you guys, be good to each other.
We don't resent each other. We have compassionate discussions.
I mean, that was maybe a poor choice of words, but I mean, I know you guys kind of get on each other's nerves every now and then, and I just
if anything, this has made us stronger. We're both joined with our faith, and we're.
Great comment, Hannah Walker. He has PTSD, yet he wants horror books. That's a great comment.
Supportive of one another. We talk about all of this periodically. I refuse to listen to any of the bullshit stuff that's out there. I always say, nobody wants mainstream media. I'll accept that, but nothing else.
Okay. Well,
there's a lot of rumor mills out there.
Just to be good to each other, because you won't have me there to kind of be a buffer anymore.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, he really thinks it highly of himself. Be good to each other because I won't be there. Oh my goodness. Are you serious, sir? Oh, I'm actually getting a little worked up here. That is the dumbest thing. That is so dumb. Be good to each other. Hey, father, be good to mother. Mother, be good to father. Come on, man. We know who you are. We know what you did. We know what you had been doing. I suspect that there are more victims out there. Come on, man.
I'm not sure.
Well, try not to make that sound more than what it is, because it's not any more than that. We have our flare-ups, and then we quickly move on.
Of course, I just want
but we've been very very supportive of one another, and we just know that we're getting through this, and we're putting our faith in God.
Okay.
And we hope you.
Glad to hear that.
We hope you're finding the same.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I worried about you guys. I've been worrying about you guys, so you've been in my prayers and in my thoughts.
I appreciate that. And you as well. Mother told me.
You're probably right. Super charismatic, you're probably right. He probably is the reason. He's the seed. He is the irritant that causes all the issues. They're probably doing much better these days.
And then she came out of her bedroom the other morning with a question and called out for you, and then realized, duh.
Hey, while we're listening to the rest of this, I'll look that up, Brenda. I haven't seen it.
Here.
You did or she did?
You did.
She did?
Yeah. I go, hello, not here.
Yeah.
So she slipped a little there mentally.
Yeah. Yeah. For a long time, I kept expecting to wake up and find out this was all a nightmare.
Oh, believe me, this is all very, very surreal for us.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm looking.
Thank you for using IC Solutions. Goodbye.
And that is the end of it. I'm just going to really quickly come over here to the website since Brenda asked that question. This is the case that they're really working on in earnest right now, 632 of 2024 on the criminal docket. Let's just scroll on down here, see if anything new came out today. No, nothing new since the end of last month. So they refiled the corrected motions to suppress. There wasn't any major changes in there. It was just there were some pages that were out of order. I checked all three of them. But yeah, no ruling, Brenda, on that from the judge yet. So that's where we are, guys. We are at a place where we don't really know where Jennifer is. She's laying low. She's probably with a family member. Hopefully Susan's gonna hook me up with that information. I've got a team of researchers that's building and building here, and I'm really grateful. If you want to be a volunteer researcher on the team, man, I would enjoy anybody who has expertise in getting documents or, not necessarily documents, but records. And just go ahead and head on over to the website and click on this little icon, and that will get you to a form where you can reach out to me. I'll have a member of my team reach back out to you. By the way, while we're here, if you click on this little button right there, that will take you to the fish tank where we hang out on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you're welcome to join us over here on the fish tank. I know that there are a lot of new subscribers here. Guys, a lot of new folks, and I deeply appreciate it. We're at 119,203 fishies in our bowl now. So a lot of you are new. Welcome. So glad that you're here. If you're on social media, if you're on Facebook, come check us out. I'm also on all the socials. You can find them here on the website. If you get down to the bottom, you can see where I am on social media. But anyway, yeah, come join us. Also, quick plug for Autumn, who is doing so much work for me. She's my lead mod. If you guys think, if you can, take care of Autumn, will you? Buy her a coffee. She loves it when people take care of her. It makes it possible for her to continue to do that. While you're on the website, notice that there are a lot of true crime articles here. When you click on them, it's going to take you over to CrimeCod, my true crime website. I invite you to check it out. Also, down at the bottom, you can subscribe to the newsletter, which you are more than welcome to do. I'm actually looking for a newsletter editor right now too. I've got a lot of open volunteer positions. I wish they were paid positions. I just don't make enough, can't afford to pay people. So it's voluntary. We're all having fun here, okay? Guys, I do this every night, every weeknight, 7:30 p.m. right here on the channel. So if you're new here and you think I've earned it, you like this kind of content, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That will help you to be able to get here when I go live. Also, one of the main things about the fish tank is that there's a notification chat where you can be notified. So, join us on Facebook, wherever. We're just glad you're here. So we'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right at this same spot tomorrow. With that, I bid you adieu. Thank you very much for being here tonight, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.